Hey guys, and welcome back to another video about the most absurd crimes that took place in Greece. Today we go back in 1996, and there is a saying that says love made me crazy or love made me do it, and this case is the definition of that saying, except it took it to a whole new level. But before we talk more about sayings, let's talk about the case. It's the case of the 19-year-old Egyptian girl Sahar Saraf, who was living in Greece, and the 26-year-old waiter Andreas Kontogeorgakopoulos. This case was different than the rest before because when the truth came out for the girl by her ex-boyfriend at the time about the life she was living and what life she was sharing with the world, it was hard for the judges and the defense team to discuss the case and find the person guilty without offending the dead girl because a lot of details about her life came public and a lot of people had things to say about her, and it was hard to separate when it was just sharing facts and when it was just offending the dead person. But before we go on further like that, let's go to the story, what exactly happened. So the 26-year-old Andreas Kontogeorgakopoulos was dating the 29-year-old Sally, which was what most people called her. Now Sally was saying that she was working at a company, a financial company, and that was what she was doing. That's what she shared with Andreas and probably other people in her life as well. That's what most people knew about her. But in reality, as it was later on made public, she was working as a prostitute in a way, not like a prostitute that you find on the street, one that you make appointment at hotels and hotel rooms and get with them and those kind of things. I don't know what it's called, a hooker? I don't know what it's called, but it's all the same. It's not important. The important thing is that she lied about what she was doing, and in a way she wasn't loyal to him, which made him kind of jealous and kind of mad because he was lied to. After a while, he followed her because at first he believed what she was saying to him and he thought that she was being truthful and she was who she said she was and she was doing what she said she was doing. But then he followed her to one of the hotels, one of the famous hotels in Grifada, which was famous for those exact appointments, and it didn't take him a long time to realize what was actually going on here, what she was actually doing. After a while, when they hung out together again, he didn't make it known that he knew what she was up to and that she was lying to him. He acted like everything was fine. So on November 6th, early morning of 1996, they were leaving from a nightclub. They were partying together and having fun together, and they were heading to the out-of-town house of Andreas. While they were driving, they stopped the car and got out of the car, and they got into a fight. During the fight, Andreas pushed her and tripped and fell on the street, and then he grabbed a big rock and smashed her face and her head, and then left, leaving the victim there. While the time was going by and she wasn't coming home, her parents and her family started getting worried. They rushed to the police to make her a missing person. Andreas, who was the last person to be seen with her, claimed that he had no idea what had happened and that she was missing. Only after her body was found, he came to the police station and turned himself in. Her father and her sister gave a statement that Andreas was really jealous of her, and he was taking advantage of her financially because he was unemployed. Her mother, seeing the killer, I wish she was able to see the victim, which means that her daughter would still be alive. I'm so sorry. Her mother, seeing the killer of her daughter, she couldn't reach the stand to make a statement. While the trial was going on, one of the hotel employees, Mr. Kyriakos, was the one that said about Sally that she was a regular and she would go there every day. Let's go to the trial though. Andreas was found guilty for murder, a planned murder to be exact, and he went in jail for life. While being on trial, he tried defending himself to convince the judges that he became a murderer when he learned about the terrible life of the woman he loved. He lost control, as he claimed, when he found out Sally was meeting people with payment other than him. He was looking until last minute to find an alibi for himself for the crime he had admitted to. The defendant he wasn't recognized any, oh my god, what's the word? His jail time wasn't reduced because of his prior good life. No one believed anything of what he was saying, so the punishment remained the same. The judge said that with the cruel way Andreas killed the 19-year-old girlfriend. That's being known from the, that's disgusting though, from the hits on her face with the big rock that he pulled. The defendant was in a calm state when he decided to kill his girlfriend, and also when he committed the crime. When it came to the victim, and that's why I said that it was hard to have the trial and talk about the person that had died without offending them in any way, by talking about the life she was having. About the victim, the statement was that the victim, of course, had a double life. She had like past lovers from time to time to get money, but that didn't give the right to the killer to make things right. In simple words, what she was doing, according to him, to the killer Andreas, was unethical. She was selling herself for money, but it wasn't up to him to fix this, to make this ethical and in this way. Like, that wasn't up to him. Even if she was considered a prostitute, her life had value, same as everyone else's. Whoever Saraf was, no one can ignore the fact that that Andreas killed a 19-year-old girl, taking her away from her parents. They found him guilty. They said that he didn't just find out about the job she was doing, which means that, which is actually the truth, he had on for a while. Two of the people that were the juries thought that he committed the crime while he was in a shock, in a really bad state, but that wasn't enough to change the punishment for him, and actually no one believed him. Everyone thought that he was calm when he planned the action and when he committed the action, the crime. There isn't much more to say about the case. It's a simple case of jealousy that wasn't controlled, which led to the result that it led to. People need to realize and understand that because you're in a relationship with someone, that doesn't make them your property. You don't own them. You can't treat them like an object. Their lives matter, no matter what they do with their lives. Everyone's life matter, and it's not up to anyone to decide how to right wrong, how to make something ethical when it's unethical according to them. A 19-year-old girl is dead because someone decided to kill her just because he thought she was his property and no one else could have her. Anyways, I will stop this video here. There's not much more to say about this case, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.